this is Duntov. So today I'm at the Hard Rock site. It is Thursday, November 13th, 2025. So I'm on the Treasure Island parking deck right now. And as you can see, we got this, the back crane is lifting something into place. I can't really make out what it is. It just looks like some kind of crate. Alright, so that's, of course that's on the guitar tower there. But I'm actually on the part of the parking deck I want to show the old Mirage tower. So more of the gold glass is coming out. You can see a lot of the lower floors here, they have the glass out. And then last video I think I was questioning, I said I didn't know what that concrete part between the glass was. And I did get a couple comments. The fascia, I think I'm saying that correctly. So we can see how they're taken out down below, and up here they still have the fascia there. But I do see a few of the crew members working on this other wing, so let's zoom in and see if we could make out what they're doing. The only bad thing is I'm looking like the sun is right in front of me, so it's kind of hard to see anything because the sun is just shining right in my face. Alright, so we got this person there, and then there are a few more of the crew working down this way. Not sure what they're working on. Let me zoom in to this one and we'll see if we can make it out once it's downloaded here. It kind of looks like, cleaning up stuff that was sticking up on the floor there and just evening it out. If we go to if we look over here to the left, see how they're taking off on the corner of the building. So again, it does look like, I wasn't sure how they're going to do it, if they're going to do like lower level and then just start going up with the start the blue glass from the bottom and go up, but it's looking more like they are gonna strip all the glass off the building before they start the next round. I could be wrong, maybe they are gonna start eventually, but since they're cleaning from the bottom up, I don't think they're gonna have anyone working below when they're pulling glass out, just for the safety reasons. So I have a feeling they're gonna just strip the whole side and then work its way up. Alright, if we look up, I do see they do have one of the lifts. If we look here, there are people down below here. See them at the bottom, and then if we go to the right a little bit, they have this one area where all the gold glass has been taken off. And if you look, that's like so the glass was just covering up all the concrete right there. But then if we go all the way up, there is a crew on their lift up on top here. It's coming up eventually. There we go. Now you can see this black, this like right here with the black covering. When I was walking up here before I got the camera set up, they were lifting that up separate. These people were already up here. So I'm just wondering if they're putting like the whatever they're stripping off, they're putting it into that basket maybe, and then lower it back down. Because as you can see, there's no windows up on this top part. When I was here a couple weeks ago, they were lifting the glass up and bringing it through the openings of those floors. But as we can see here, there are no windows or no like open floors from this side. So I would say that's where they're putting whatever they're stripping off up there into that. But if we go to the center like elevator core, this is where you get a good look. You can see some of the floors are open. And then as you go down, the center one is just the concrete again. So let's zoom into some of these side ones. I do see like a doorway. You can see right there the doorways in there. And those just go all the way up just like that. And also when I was driving up, I do come from like, I'm coming from south driving north on this back road here, Frank Sinatra. It runs along the Interstate 15 behind Caesar's Palace, and I was able to see the side by the where I go when I'm at the pool, and that they are stripping the glass on that side of the building as well, pretty much just like on this side. So actually, when I go to the side to show the theater, this is the parking deck I'm standing on over here. Of course, it's out of focus. So right there, that's the parking deck I'm on to get the views of the pool area. So I just go up there and hang. That one you gotta hang over the edge. It has a, not like hanging over where you're gonna fall, but it's a very thick like outer wall. So just to get some views, because then they got like these big balls and like ornate things in the way, so you gotta lean over to be able to see around, because then there's a stairwell there where you can't stand where the stairwell is. So, but that's the Caesars parking deck. All right, back to the Mirage building. I do see they do have some of the crew on a lift on this side here. So let's zoom in, see if we can see what they're working on. You can't see how they have people working on the inside also. There was someone below, but now I don't see them. Well, let's look at the one underneath, try to figure out what they're changing. I can't really tell. Seems like just some kind of trim is coming off. Okay, so a lot of stuff coming off on this building. Okay, let's get our attention over to the guitar tower. So from this side here, we can see, if you remember, they were starting to put glass on the small side of the tower here, and on this side here, there are two of the floors have it. So I haven't got any video of when they start putting this one in. I would like to see it, how they pull like the bottom angled piece in, but so I haven't been here when they started doing any of that. And then this side here, so this would be the north facing side, and it looks like they got 1, 2, 3, about 5 levels of glass on this side here. Alright, I'm going to zoom in. I do see a person standing on the very corner up here. Don't know if they're just sightseeing or he's working on something. No, it looks like he's pounding something. Kind of looks like he's putting together that safety fencing up there. Just trying to zoom in where I'm seeing people. So a few people up there. Alright, there's the tower crane. Does look like the tower crane's taller. You can see how much taller that back crane is now. Or at least if it was that tall last week, I don't remember. But it is taller than the front crane here on the left. And if you look at the tower right there, you could see how they have the right side of this center structure part of it, where how it has another level. If we look at what I'm talking about, you could see the decking for the top level there, and then when we go to this side, they only have one spot with it right now. And then if you keep going to the left, you can see how they do have if you look right there, you can see the forms up for the columns. And then even this way, and it has the rebar that's coming out at the top of them. So if I had to guess, I would say those You know, they're just waiting for those that concrete to cure enough, and that way they could start that next level of the decking, you know, right up, start getting that going across. Then if we look all the way at the end, you can see the rebar here. You get a good view of how it's coming back in. So they're starting to make the guitar shape. You know, the curve on the edges is starting to come back in. So it's going to come in a little bit and then it's going to go back out, you know, just like the shape of a guitar. So it's going pretty good. Where you can see it more on that side, mainly because they don't have all the decking and scaffolding and everything around it, all the shoring. Because if we go back to the right on this other edge, it's also going in there, but just because of the way all the, you got that orange like safety fencing and just all the shoring and decking, it's hard to notice it until they take everything off. Alright, and we got the people still working up top. And I want to zoom in. I see on these two floors here, there's like this yellow, two yellow and black things. From here I can't make out what they are. They could be like the platforms where they load stuff onto it, but you could see them right there on the top and bottom of the screen. Preston Rentals. From here, I don't know what it is. Let me see if we can see on the side. Could they be one of the platforms? Maybe they slide out. You know, when they pick stuff up to load them onto the different floors. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. On this other side, they got two of them. They don't say Preston Rental on them, but I'm talking about like these platforms here where they stick them out, where they could lower equipment and material down onto the different levels. Not sure if those are the same thing on the other side or not. Okay, I'm watching this back tire crane. He is spinning around, but you can see right there, they're both kind of lined up. He's not lowering any of the cables, so might have just been moving it for right now. But neither crane right now is lifting anything, or doesn't appear like they're gonna use them right now. So I guess while they're there, they got a nice side view there. I'm gonna zoom into the cab on them and see if we could see anyone up in there. If you remember, I've shown them in different videos. I think this is it here. We used to see they had a microwave and a refrigerator. I'm pretty sure that's it there. That's the back side of them. Figure once you're up there, you're not going to be going up and down too much, so they have a refrigerator and a microwave. I have seen in the past where they lifted like a bag up from a rope. They went out to the side and did a rope, but it wasn't this tall yet. And they, it appeared like they were bringing some food or drinks up in the bag. Okay, and then let's check out this one. So as you can see, nice blue skies. Yesterday was cloudy, looked like it was gonna rain, and they're calling for rain to start coming in the town maybe I think tomorrow night, and we're supposed to get it all weekend. Some big storm is supposed to hit California, and we're supposed to get some of it here. So today's gonna make about up to about 80 degrees. They said that should be the warmest temperature for the rest of the year, where we're going to be down in the low 60s after, I think, starting Saturday. So these this beautiful weather's supposed to be ending. Kind of like these two towers, or these tower cranes, they're posing right now, the way they're both sideways like that. I'm trying to figure out, it kind of looks like the cable's like going right, you can see it right there, the trolley. From here, it could be an optical illusion. It looks like he's going right to this crane here. It's hard for me to tell, but it looks like it stops. Or he's going down along behind it there. I'm trying to see, I can't make out a... It looks like there might be the cable back there. But I couldn't tell. But the way it just lines up perfect with the tower. Can't make it out. Okay, I just moved down a little bit. Now we can see that they're actually lifting the cable on this back crane. So it was just an optical illusion the way it looked like it lined up with the other crane. And I want to turn around though a little bit. I want to look at the Treasure Island. They do have a crew on their scaffolding here. Kind of looks like they're working on you got the wrap there for their Mystere show. I'm thinking they're fixing that because some of it is peeling off on this side, and I noticed the other side it all looks like it's all done. So we've got a crew working up there. Okay, so Formula One is about I think qualifying is a week away. I think it starts on Thursday next week. So next weekend is, I think the main race is the 22nd. Should be that Saturday. So, you know, they're putting more and more stuff, more restrictions on the roads and everything, and so that's one reason I'm not even going down on the strip in front of the Venetian. They're like building all their platforms, and there's just a lot going on down there. So we're just getting this side view today. Alright, they moved the crane a little bit. Neither one are lifting anything right now. And we can see how they have the concrete pump arms up here. You could see two, and neither one of these are getting used right now. So I'm gonna zoom in. We're just gonna look into the floors. Because of the sun, I can't really excuse me, I can't really make out a lot. So I'm just gonna pan around, get a feel, you know, once it's downloaded, just be able to see some of the stuff going on these different levels. do see a few people standing down here below this way. I'm gonna zoom in there, see what they're working on. Oh yeah, my last video I did here, I think it was on Friday last week, I was able to see like a lot of like white things sticking out. I didn't know if it was wiring or what it was. And thank you for the comments that it was the water lines, a lot of the water lines, because they had like the red and the blue on the ends of them. So they were running all, I guess running all the water lines up to start running, eventually to all the different rooms. Because like right now I can't make out anything I'm looking at, just the way the sun's right in my face. And so we're gonna see it together once we watch the video. I don't see them putting any glass in on this side. Maybe the other side's still going up, but here I don't see it. Every so often you can see, I just saw some people walking by. We're able to see like through the glass there, and there were some people walking behind it, so you could get a good look there, how you could see through the glass and just that blue tint. Where once you move over this way, you're just getting the reflection. And then a lot of this is really just in front of the concrete, like right there. All that glass is in front of the concrete, so you're gonna get the reflection just of everything around it. Alright, we're gonna look above, see what the top floor is. If you remember, they did have the floor numbers. We'll go to this side because they're gonna stop in the way. And I'm trying to make them out. It's hard for me to see that right now. Last time I think when I counted, that looks like it says 17. I think it was like up to 18 before, and it still kind of looks the same. I mean, they have a couple more levels above it. You can see right there, they're getting out on that top one right now. But, so they haven't extended it as far. It doesn't have like the, you can see how it has the orange like safety doors and stuff here, where they haven't finished putting it in there. But it does look like that could be the part of the lift right here, so they just haven't finished putting the rest of it in yet. And then this top floor where this elevator just went, they actually did put more bracing for the tower crane right there. As they keep going up, they got to secure that thing to the building. look at this, the old building again. At the very top of the center, now of course they just moved, but I did see an orange vest looking out. So this top level is open, but I wanted to see if they were working on something, but they just left or stepped back. Oh, there they are. Looks like he's holding something, like something long. Okay, it looked like some kind of bar or something they just put across right above where he's at. Cannot make out what it is though, but I just saw the movement up there, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. And then we still got the other crew that's still. All right, here, so this is what I was talking about earlier. Now that I could see it, you can see they're lifting like that black thing right up there. So I'm assuming they load the stuff into that and then they drop it back down to the crew at, you know, ground level or on that lower roof area. And if you look above, you can see how they have these all these arms sticking out to lift all their platforms or lifts, whatever. I don't even know what they're called that they're on. Got one there, and then there's also another one over this way. All right, let's see if we can figure out what they're working on again over here. No idea. All right, this back tower crane, it is lifting something now. Of course, he was too fast. Oh, he's bringing it down. So I was gonna say, if you're not subscribed and you would like to follow along with this new guitar tower build, Hard Rock, as well as the transformation of the old Mirage building to the new Hard Rock, please subscribe to my channel, Raiders1967, to keep getting updates on this, as well as the athletics new ballpark that's getting built at the old Tropicana site. And then I do throw in odds and ends videos here and there. I just put one in earlier this week. My family and I, we went to the Sphere to see the Wizard of Oz there. It was a really cool experience. I recommend, if you like that movie growing up, the way they improved like with the special effects and just the whole experience, it was really cool. I would recommend going. It is a little pricey, but you know, I still recommend it. We really enjoyed it, and you know, if you see the video, I couldn't put it really anything of the movie, but that wouldn't do it justice anyways, just the way the screen is giant, and just, you know, the seats vibrate, the tornado scene was crazy, just everything. So you could check out that video. I put that up, I think I put that up on Monday, or no, Tuesday. So check that out. Alright, anything you liked about this video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. Comments, I love the comments, so leave them, good or bad. I try to read every one of them. So that's all I got for today. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I will talk with you guys next time.